Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jarvis Escott with What's Happening in Birmingham. Today, I have the honor and pleasure of being with Mr. James Gettys, who is the sales director for Birmingham Times. Mr. Gettys, happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you. As a matter of fact, that's my honor to be with you.
Oh,
the Jarvis Escott.
Man, you know.
And we go back, what, about 10 years?
12 years.
Amani Raha.
Yes.
So, the people that know Amani Raha, they know Amani
Yes,
Raha. So,
Mr. Gettys. I nickname, I call him Big Game James. But he really is Mr. Big Game James. So thank you for taking time out today to, just have a conversation and, tell people what you've been up to and, just reflect on your years in sales and marketing.
Do we have long enough?
No. The first question is, what brought you to Birmingham?
So I was in Atlanta working 2 jobs. Probably had about $500 in the bank at the time, and it just so happened my part-time job was with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, which is owned by Cox Media. And at that particular time, 98.7 KISS FM, 95.7 Jams, WAGG 610 were all Cox Media stations. And Regina Van, one of my mentors to this day, and big sister, she was looking for new blood with 98.7 KISS FM, and she actually offered the job to one of my fraternity brothers.
Okay.
But he had just got a job with the government, so he was like, I know what my check gonna be every week, or every month. So he said, I got a fraternity brother that's in sales in Atlanta, and you might want to holler at him. And so me and her, she called me up, and we went to dinner. And I can't make this up. I was working at my full-time job, and through the fax machine comes an offer to come to Birmingham with the base salary. And I thought it was a prank, you know what I mean? And I called her, and it was legit. And 30 days later, I was calling my other fraternity brother, Kenny Sal. I was like, find us an apartment. I'm coming to Birmingham to work for 98.7 KISS FM.
Okay. So, total years in radio, how long was it?
12. No, 12. 12 to 13. I moved here in 03.
Okay.
So 03, this is 18. 03 till 16.
Okay.
So yeah, so it was 13 years in radio. And now almost 2 years in print.
Okay.
15 years in media.
So before you went into radio, what prior sales jobs did you have?
So I knew I was in trouble when I started out selling cars. And my first job interview, before I got that job, I told the guy who was interviewing me, and I said I graduated from Stillman. And he said, I thought that was an all-girls school. And I'm like, no, man, that's Spelman. So I knew I was in trouble then. So I couldn't find a job. I was getting ready to go back home to Mississippi and work on my master's at Mississippi State. And a guy called me that received my resume from a car dealership. And I started out selling cars, and guess what? That ended up being some of the best training I ever had, because what do people think when you think of car sales? So first of all, it's not like going to Walmart. That can of beans is 99 cents. Guess what you pay? 99 cents. But nobody goes in the car lot and sees $19,999 and say, I'm gonna pay that. Right. They're like, nah, I'm gonna offer them 15. So it taught me negotiations. It taught me follow up. So when I did meet a potential client or customer that had looked at a car, to call them back the next day and do whatever I could to close the deal. So it was great sales training for what I do now.
Okay. So when you first got into radio, what type of challenges did you face?
To be honest with you, I'm not gonna say it was easy at first, but we were the biggest game and probably only game in town. And if anybody from Birmingham knows that, 95.7 Jams, 98.7 KISS FM, and WAGG, back in 2003, there was no 104.1 to beat, there was no Hot 107, there was no Courtney French in 94.9, there was no Hallelujah. So if you wanted to reach African Americans, you had to come to us. So it actually got harder later than it did earlier. But the biggest, to answer your question, part B of that is, I think the biggest thing was just staying motivated because we were very competitive amongst the team, the original team that was at Cox Media, and you know, you wanted to. The biggest part was not wanting to be the baby. I asked who's the biggest builder, who's bringing in the most money on our team, and I'm like, I'm coming for that guy. Not to take him out of the job, but I wanted to be that guy. So.
Okay. I remember when I first met you.
I do too.
A couple years ago, I said, man, what sales skills he got? And you told me this so vividly, and I remember the day. You said, man, you know something? I looked at it was a prospect list. I said, I'm not calling none of these folks. I'm just going to take care of the customers I got, and the sales will come. Took a while for me to kind of marinate on that and think about that. But years later, as I think about that, your hallmark, it don't matter who I talk to, is that you deliver exceptional customer service. Matter of fact, I think you should go teach class at Chick-fil-A, you know, for it. Can you kind of tell people, you know, what your, you know, philosophy behind it?
So it goes back to the saying, and I know it sounds like a cliche because we've all heard it before. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So I was fortunate enough to inherit and also get some great clients from the Coca-Colas and the Alabama Powers, all the way to the attorney Sam Wiggins in Boston States. And so I'm like, well, they're spending this amount, you know, let me give them a reason to spend this amount.
Okay.
And then to grow them.
Okay.
And so what you do is, once you grow the foundation that you have, any other new clients you get, it's just icing on the cake. You know what I mean? And that's how I became, and I don't mean to pull it out, it's right there. In 2011, Cox Media did their top 60 sales reps in the country.
Okay.
Not just radio.
Okay.
It was radio, television, auto trader, newspaper, and digital.
Okay.
And I was the only African American at top 60. It's right there, and I still keep those booklets to remind myself to keep grinding, to stay hungry. I like to give people sayings, and you know this. And so one of my sayings is, the wolf climbing the mountain is always hungrier than the wolf at the top.
Wow.
So I always try to not act like I'm the wolf at the top, but the wolf that still got a mountain to climb.
Okay. So, get into radio, because we all know radio is challenging. And then, you know, especially in the African American market, you know, radio is the #1 area, you know, at that time, how people find out, you know, about what's going on, businesses and things like that. How did you get your potential clients to understand how radio could benefit them?
Here's the difference in radio, print, and television. Now, he's probably gonna be fired for saying this, but you know, this has been my guy for 12 years. I better. Television is scripted. If you look at it, those reporters are not saying what they think. Well, on the CNNs and maybe the CNBCs and so forth, maybe. But no offense, because I love Fox 6, and shout out to my fraternity brother, Guy Rawlins, I think at NBC. But they have a script, and they have to read the script, and that is it. You know, print is an ad.
Okay.
It's no different than that book right there.
Okay.
Basically, it's a script too.
Okay.
On radio, you know, my guy Chris Coleman over at 94.9, my girl Isis Jones over at 98.7, my girl New York over at 95.7 Jams. They have a right to say, you know, certain things and give their opinion or put their true personality into it. And that's what makes radio different than any other medium.
Okay. What tips would you give a business owner just starting out, as far as, you know, when it comes to, you know, about marketing the business?
Anybody that I meet or know knows that I now I sell newspaper ads. I sell for the Birmingham Times.
Okay.
The first thing I would tell any business owner is to make sure that any of their friends, family, people that they meet, always be networking also. Know what you do. Because, let me tell you something. I don't care if it's radio, I don't care if it's print, I don't care if it's digital, I don't care if it's social media. Well, social media will count with what I'm about to say. There's nothing like word of mouth. Word of mouth is still the best marketing on earth. It has been, it always will be. And a lot of my clients have come because people like you will be like, oh, you need some print, you need to holler my man Gettys over there. And so that's what I would tell people. Make sure that you know that you are marketing yourself, first and foremost.
Okay. The next question I have is, let's transition off a little bit. If you're on this
I'm gonna make you put that book down. We usually talk. We usually have a conversation.
Well, next thing we're gonna talk about. I like when we get in the
Thank you.
advertising.
See, you get
and
a
I
little
feel like
you
now.
get a little more relaxed now.
I feel like now we about to kind of like you said, the game is so.
Okay.
So, let's go back into this advertising a little bit.
Okay.
When you get into spending the money.
That's right. I knew where you was going with
it. And what would you tell these business owners that are a little afraid to pull that trigger?
The biggest mistake, and I can be honest with you, the biggest mistake I've seen most business owners make is that they don't invest back in themselves. So you spend $100,000 to start your business. Okay. I tell every client you should put minimum 10 to 15% of your revenue back into marketing your business. And I've seen so many clients from concert all the way to the donut shop. I've seen so many of them close or lose not doing that. They'll do everything to start the business or to get the business or to do the concert or whatever the case may be, and then won't invest $2 to market their business or to put it out here to the people. So how do you expect to sell anything? If nobody knows about it.
Yeah.
So my thing is my rationale is 10 to 15%.
10 to 15%.
I think you should put at least 10 to 15% of your revenue into marketing. And I'm not telling you to come to the Birmingham Times, although you can reach me at Gettys at BirminghamTimes.com.
Should put the sign.
Yeah, I know, should put the sign back there. But put your money back into yourself, because it will only make the revenue grow. It ain't gonna make it lose, So like I said, how can you sell something that nobody knows about?
Throughout your career, in sales, without revealing names, let's feel comfortable about. What was some of your biggest success stories as far as clients wise, or
411 pain was a big one.
Okay.
We did that deal. So the guy this was before 411 pain came to Birmingham.
Okay.
Before you saw all the buses and the billboards and it was on TV, all that stuff. He came to town.
Okay.
He met with every media company in Birmingham. I'm talking about Billboard. Well, Lamar has pretty much like a Billboard, I think.
Okay.
But he met with all the TV stations, all the radio stations, everything. Okay. And he called me up and, he said, I think I want to do this radio. I think I'm going to run my radio money for you all. Okay. But we did it. But he called me like an hour and a half before he was about to get on the flight.
What?
So me and at the time, my GSM, shout out to David Walls, jumped in the car, got in the car, went to Birmingham Airport and did the deal on a sheet of paper. This deal ended up being a 6-figure deal. I'm talking about 6 figures a year.
What?
Yes, this I'm not gonna say how much they spent a year. Just know it was 6 figures a year. And this deal was literally done on a sheet of notebook paper. And we gave it to the guy, and he was like, "No, I paid it." And he came back, and we were like, "Okay, meet us here." And that's how the deal got.
Wow.
I can't make that up. I can't make that up.
Wow.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Going to Birmingham Times, he's gonna kill me. Me, Alexander Shannara, and Ronnie Wright sat right there in that window about midnight and did a deal. And we didn't do the deal, but Alex said, "Well, why are we doing business with Birmingham Times and Gettys?" And Ronnie was like, "Well, they approached us several times, but you didn't want to." He's like, "No, why we're not doing business with Gettys?"
Oh, okay.
And so, but that deal was very late at night, but it was good, and I still appreciate Alex and my guy Ronnie Rice.
All right, these next couple of questions, I like it because we're diving in, and this
Yeah.
is not even wrote down. Do you feel like there's any deals that you left on the table?
Oh. No.
Okay.
No. I believe in the mindset that if your clients win, they'll stay with you.
Okay.
If they stay with you, what does that mean? The company wins.
Okay.
If the company wins, what does that mean? You win. Because you, as me and you both know, we're in sales, which means what you eat, what you kill.
Oh, yeah.
And if you don't kill anything, then you, and I'm too thin, as y'all see, to losing weight. I have probably gotten in more trouble in the past 15 years for looking out for my clients. Most folks probably didn't come. You know. So a client might say, "I'll try you out for a month." And I might break a rule and give them a little bit of discount, say, "If I give you this rate, will you do 3 months?
Yeah.
6 months?"
Yeah.
And so, but I treat all of my clients like it's I treat all my clients' business like it's my own personal business.
Okay.
And if you don't believe me, ask Bruce Ayers at the Cotton Club.
Okay.
One of my first clients has been my client for 15 years. When I went to print, he's like, "Man, I ain't done no print in 20 years. I'm not doing that." And I said, "Just try it out." Bruce been stuck with me for 2 years now. At the Birmingham Times. He ain't spent a penny with the Times before then. And I'm not bragging on myself, say I brought it, but yes, I did.
Okay. Do you feel like there's any deals you should have walked away from?
Because they all pay commission. I'm telling you, he gonna get me fired. I swear he gonna get me fired. They all pay commission. They helping to give me to my boss.
Okay.
Yeah, so ain't no bad deal to me. It's kind of like Dr. Dre said, ain't no bad publicity. That's when it was in NWA though.
NWA.
Yeah.
So when you walk into a client, make the sales pitch.
Yeah.
What does no mean to you?
It's a reason why they're saying no.
Okay.
So when I hear no, I'm thinking two things. And I'm thinking and getting ready to say two things. Number one, I'm trying to figure out, well, why are you saying no? Well, why no? And then the second thing, and this is for all business owners, our salespeople, well, what would it take to make you say yes? I've had people don't realize sales is like baseball. Let's say you get 10 at bats. You get 10 at bats. You can strike out 6 times. If you hit the ball 4 times, you are one of the best players of all time. If you hit the ball 3 times out of 10, you're an all-star.
Okay.
You're hitting 300.
Okay.
If you hit 300 for your career, you're a Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah.
If you hit 400, you want to consider probably one up there with Babe Ruth and
Yeah.
Hair.
Yeah.
So, you can't let the one know. You can't let the one know for you. Now, you also have to know, not N-O-K, when to walk away. Because there are clients that will BS you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. We're going to come back to this topic in a minute.
Okay.
But one of the things, I don't know if you guys follow him on Instagram or Facebook, is that Mr. Gettys, people know him. But the most important thing, Mr. Gettys, we want to talk about is the importance of mentors.
Yeah.
And how have they impacted your career?
I would not be here without my 5 mentors.
Okay.
4 for sure.
Okay.
4 out of 5 of them for sure. I would not be, you wouldn't be interviewing me. You wouldn't even be wanting to interview me. I just won't name them because a couple of them have titles and so forth that if I was to name them right here, then people whose companies that they run might be taking it to them, or other people might want access to them.
Or I would say this: go follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's the people that know it's no secret who my mentors are.
Okay.
And all of them aren't CEOs.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the very first mentor I had lives in Atlanta, where I told you I was, and was the finance director at the car dealership I told you I sold cars at.
Okay.
And then it went to my sales manager, who hired me in radio. Then it went to my Uncle Jarvis. I will say my Uncle Attorney Jarvis Hollingsworth, who I actually is a professional and personal mentor to, because he's been able to be chairman of 3 $100 billion, not million, $100 billion boards, and still keep his family close to him. I mean, he does not play about his 3 kids and his wife. So,
Okay. How did you choose them?
It just all depends. I can talk about the one in Atlanta, Shula. He's the one that taught me, like, guess you gotta be able to diversify. You can't just be able to market and sell to African Americans. You have to be able to get along with black people, with white people, with Spanish people, with old people, with young people. That's why he's one of them. Regina Van, she's probably spanked me the most. She would get in my butt about, when I was wrong, she would call me in the office and close the door and say, "You messed up, no get this." To this day, I'm 40, and she about a month or 2 ago, she got on me about something, and I was like, "Yeah, you're right. I should." So I would do, but I have enough respect for her that I know that she's not doing it to be mean. She's doing it because she wants to see you better. And that's one thing I will say. So to answer, that's a good answer for your question about mentors and choosing a mentor. Your mentor should not only be somebody that you want to emulate as far as what they do, but that you respect enough that if they put you in check, I'll give you that, like I said, that verbal spanking, you know that they're doing it because they want to see you go up.
Okay. So did you seek them, or did they seek you, or was it just like a mutual?
It was all natural. All 5 of them. Me and Shula worked together, naturally. Regina hired me, so that came natural. The 2 CEOs, met them through other people, and we just gravitated to each other. And Mama Jarvis, she's family, and I just always just wanted to not be like him, but wanted to, kind of track myself like him and do things like that.
Okay. So now you're in Birmingham. How has Birmingham changed since you?
Look out that window right there.
I know, we're looking right now.
I wish I could see it.
He has a wonderful view. If you ever come into his law apartment, wonderful view. You may catch it on this.
Yeah, you probably see it. I do have a loft that overlooks the city. There is no railroad park. As a matter of fact, Roots and Reverie and the Thomas Jefferson building, that's where the homeless people went. So to get shelter. There was no plum on Dirty Ashes. There was no Pizzitz building. This was Bum Row. You know what I mean? And so I have been able to sit here and see, Children's Hospital come up, Railroad Park right there, Thomas Jefferson building right there, Roots and Reverie right there, Plum and Dirty Ashes right there, Pizzitz right there. I can walk down, go even further, Paramount right there, Collins Bar right there. I've seen all of that. So downtown, like Birmingham, has changed a lot. And I'll be honest with you, I don't say this to brag because I told him that, being his friend has become one of the hardest things in the world, but with Mayor Woodfin, it's only about to get better. Me and him just spent about 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I don't know, 30 minutes to an hour, one-on-one yesterday, and he had some plans for this city. And I was like, wow. If he pulls off half of the things that he expressed to me, this is gonna be a great place to be.
I think they say the foundation in the city is growing, young professionals. What do you feel Birmingham?
And he feels the same way. That's one of the things we discussed.
Yeah, young professionals, come in the city, come to the city center, downtown. What do you think Birmingham has to continue to do to attract but retain young professionals?
Well, the things, me and Randall actually talked about this before he started running. And then I have a particular client I won't name, but they're doing videos to put out digitally in other places.
Okay.
So you saw Nashville just
it
just exploded. 15 years, 10 years ago, I was talking about going to Nashville. Now everybody wants to go to Nashville. So between what Mayor Woodfin is doing and clients like this particular client I'm talking about, they are doing, it's not much more that Nashville has that we don't. Now, of course, they have the NFL Titans, the teams, professional teams. But if you're a family person and we have 1 million restaurants, or you might want to take your family to Railroad Park and just walk, or you might want to take them to a Barons game. People don't know that there's a mountain walkthrough. Over there. So, so if you're a family person with 2 kids and a wife, you can go to a Barons game, you can go to 1 million different restaurants, you can go to Railroad Park, you can go to Vulcan, you can go to an art walk. It's just 1 million things to do. Let's say you're a single person, you get, like me. There's still 1 million things you can do. I'm leaving here. I have to meet my attorney and great brother. If y'all ever need a good attorney, work these fantastic. So if you're a single person, now you have Avondale. I remember when I drove through Avondale 10, 12 years ago. You locked the door during the day, like
before the train tracks.
So now you go to Avondale, hang out all day and night if you want. You can go to Plum and Dirty Ashes. You can go to Atomic Bar. Shout out to Faisal and Rachel now over there. It just depends on which one you have. I'm sorry, Top Golf and Uptown, all that. I mean, so whether you're single or whether you are a family person, Birmingham has what you have to offer, and it has it at a cost that you can do.
Okay.
So you don't have to, a lot of people, obviously downtown can be, pretty expensive for a 1 or 2 bedroom or whatever the case may be, condo or apartment or loft or something like this. You can get a house I've seen plenty of straight, very nice. One of my friends has a nice garden home in Portugal for like $150,000. That's like what? Those things more than $100. Yeah, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage.
So back to your career.
Yeah.
Sales and marketing.
Okay.
So after you decided to leave radio, become print, what did you know as far as the challenges you faced?
So yeah, that's a hard one. No, it's not hard. It's just, you know. So going back to print, let's not make no bones about it. You know, print overall has people think of a mindset that it's a dinosaur, it's dead, it's Titanic.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough, under the leadership of our company president, Sam Martin, and writers that we have like Barnett Wright and Ariel Worthy, they changed the Birmingham Times. So it wasn't this newspaper that folded out like this and did like this. It became more of a magazine format. And then the stories that we write, you know, Huffington Post has picked up several stories and reposted stories that we did. They took our stories and used them for their stories. I get a couple in point. People to know that sex trafficking is going right down right in Birmingham, like Law, like that's we still Law and Order. Oh, I didn't like what you see on Law and Order SVU. I thought that's like that's in New York, that's in Chicago. No, it's going down right here in Birmingham. The other one is all the female African American judges that we have here. That was a huge story. It went viral, it went nationwide. You know, so you know, it's they've given me a good product to sell.
Okay. I got another introspective question I have to ask you. What advice?
I'm going to send you an invoice for this. I do have a consulting firm, and so I normally charge for this. And my clients will tell you, he charges, it ain't $25 an hour either, but for you it's free.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. What advice would you give your younger self?
Ooh, I can't answer that. Okay, I'll answer a little bit of it. I answer the professional side. Well, you hit me with that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's how you know you're dealing with another salesperson. The younger self. I'll be honest with you. Just running through my head like it's like the world, something like that. Professionally, nothing. I could have, you know me, I could have easily went, you know, I was this close going to Texas when I left Southern. I been with no job. I was like, I can pay for a bottle for a year. Yeah, I go bartend something. Wait. You know, to go from being dead broke and me and Silas cooking on the one eye and on the weekends getting paid so we can share a $12 bottle of something to drink. You know, to being the top, I would say in the state, because if you're the top African American top revenue generator for African American radio stations in Birmingham, which Birmingham is the biggest market in the state. I mean that would mean probably the biggest in the state. And to doing that, to going and I'm thinking, unless I don't know something, doing pretty well at the Times right now. The Times is doing very well right now. I don't have, I tell you, the only thing I might have done is, and this is only because my mother probably got my master's, but you know what I know, in sales, even if I had my master's, I wouldn't make $1 more now than I did with it. But I really don't have any regrets professionally.
Okay. Well, that was my last question.
Okay.
I'd be remiss if I end this interview and let him do his shout outs. So if they want to advertise at the Birmingham Times, how do they reach you?
You can reach me via email. That's probably best. J Gettys, which is JGETTYS at Birmingham Times, which is the whole word Birmingham Times.com. My Instagram is J Gettys, JGETTYSIII. I am the third. You can always DM me there. Or I'm on Facebook under James Gettys the third. And I will always. It's nobody that reaches out to me, whether it's email, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Facebook, that I don't reach back out to. And that's another thing that I will add to our story is communication. You never know who knows who. Mm-hmm. You know, so I communicate and always get back with people when they get with me.
Okay. Well, Mr. Gettys, thank you for taking time out today.
Since Monty Rob, man.
I want you to stand up from his attorney.
I remember when he was working for Enterprise. I don't know if y'all know when he used to work for when he used to work for Enterprise, car rental.
Yes.
Yes, and he used to tell me like, man, I'm gonna get, can I get email addresses?
Yes.
And so, like me and Corey, I can't say too much. So me and my business partner at the time was like, sure. Yeah, you can get email addresses, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Next thing you know, he had quit his job and started this business with the email addresses. So you owe me and my business partner at least a glass of Pinot Noir one day.
When it goes public, I'll make sure you get some stock.
I'm not even expensive.
Oh, man.
Chateau St. Michel is about $11.
I gotta leave Antonio some.
Yes, exactly.
Antonio
Yeah, Antonio Benefield.
I gotta leave him some as well. Yeah. So thank you all once again for checking out this video. And for more videos, please check out what'shappenbirmingham.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye, everyone.